The Mocked Maiden. I am not an auntie, I'm just 17, she cried. Ndidi stood behind the trees, sweat dripping down her face. Her chest was rising and falling fast, not just from the morning jog, but from the pain in her chest. She could still hear the girls' laughter behind her. Run, auntie. Run before you get fatter. Auntie Ndidi, don't fall low. She dropped to the ground and held her head in her hands. I am not an auntie, she whispered through tears. I'm just 17. She looked around. The forest was quiet. She didn't want to run anymore. She didn't want to cry anymore. And for a moment, she didn't want to live anymore. Ndidi had always been chubby, even as a child. Her cheeks were round, and her legs were thick. At first, her parents thought it was just baby fat. But as she grew, the weight didn't go away. It got worse. By the time she was 17, she looked like she was in her 30s. Everywhere she passed, villagers called her auntie not because of respect, but to mock her. Good afternoon, auntie. Are you not the one who should be teaching us how to be wives? She would always say the same thing. I'm not an auntie. I'm just 17. But no one listened. The young girls in the village laughed the loudest. They greeted her loudly on purpose. Good evening, elder. They laughed even harder when they saw her eyes fill with tears. They knew the truth, she was just a young girl, but they chose to forget. During the annual village dance festival, every young maiden was expected to dance. But Ndidi never danced. She has always wanted to, as she stood every festival watching the girls. And whenever she tries, they would mock her. She will break the stage, they laughed. She will sweat before the first drumbeat. They continued mocking her. One of the girls named Ada, who was very rude, also made fun of her. Ada was worse than other girls. She had pride and believed she's the most beautiful girl in the village. She mocks everyone that wasn't up to her beauty standards, and Ndidi wasn't left out. Because of the mockery, Ndidi watched from the back, hiding behind trees. She cried silently while the other girls danced and were cheered on. Ndidi tried to change. Every morning before the sun came up, she tied her wrapper and ran. She jogged through bushes and farms. But her hunger always returned, and she ate more when she got home. Her mother tried to comfort her, but nothing worked. But there was one thing no one knew about Ndidi. She could sing. When she sang, the birds stopped to listen. When she sang, the pain in her chest melted. Her songs were her secret escape. In her songs, she was loved. She was free. Sometimes, when the pain became too heavy, she would sneak into the bush, ready to end it all. But her songs saved her. The sound of her own voice reminded her there was still something beautiful about her. That year, the village buzzed with excitement. The prince had returned from the city. He had grown tall, strong, and handsome. The whole village gathered at the square to welcome him. According to tradition, the prince must marry a maiden from his village. So the king sent the town crier to announce, "Let every maiden prepare. In 2 weeks, there shall be a ceremony. The prince will choose his bride." Mothers rushed to prepare their daughters. They gave them herbs to brighten their skin, beads to shape their waist, and advice to catch the prince's eye. Every girl in the village began practicing her dance. Ndidi didn't want to go. What for? To be mocked again. But something inside her refused to give up. She kept jogging. She didn't give up. She kept pushing, rain came, the sun shines, and she kept on jogging. She drank special herbs from the village healer. Her body started to change, little by little as she continued jogging. One morning, just 3 days before the ceremony, she went jogging as usual. But the laughter that morning hit her harder than before. Look at her, sweating for nothing. She'll eat fufu when she gets back. Ndidi stopped. She ran into the bush, deeper than she'd ever gone. She found a quiet place and sat down, her heart breaking apart. I can't do this anymore, she cried. Just then, someone stepped out from behind the tree. It was the prince. What are you doing here? He asked softly. Ndidi tried to hide her face. Go away, she said. You don't know me. But the prince didn't leave. He sat beside her. You are beautiful, he said. Not because of your size or shape. You are beautiful because you're trying. That matters. Don't let their words break you. You matter. Ndidi looked at him, shocked. No one had ever spoken to her like that. You don't know what it's like, she said. But I see you, the prince replied. And you're more than what they say. That day, Ndidi didn't run home in tears. She walked home with a new fire in her heart. The big day arrived. The drums echoed across the village. Girls were dressed in their finest beads and wrappers. One by one, they danced before the prince. The second-to-last girl was Ada, the most beautiful maiden in the village. She was slim, fair, and proud. She danced like she had already won. When she finished, the king was about to rise and declare the end, but the drummer shouted, "One maiden remains." Everyone looked around, confused. Who? They asked. Then Ndidi stepped out. She wore a beautiful regalia and coral beads. Her face was glowing. Her body had changed. The villagers gasped. Is that Ndidi? Not at all, it can't be. Even the prince couldn't recognize her. But it was her. She didn't dance. She sang. She changed her outfit many times to display her new body. Her beauty was indeed mesmerizing. As her voice rose, the drums paused. The wind stopped. Even the trees listened. Her voice filled the air like honey on fire. The villagers held their breath. The prince stood up. He recognized the voice that saved itself from darkness. He walked straight to her and held her hands. Ndidi, he said, is this you? She nodded, smiling. You saved me, she said. Your words gave me light when I was in the dark. You reminded me I was more. The prince turned to the crowd. Father, mother, I have found my queen. I chose her. The crowd gasped. Ada froze. Her mouth opened wide. No, she's not prettier than me, she screamed. She's fat. She will be fat again. She ran out crying. The next day, the village danced again, this time for a wedding. Ndidi wore white and walked beside her prince. The same people who mocked her now sang her praises. She didn't care about their voices anymore. She had found her own. And every time a girl tried to call her auntie, she smiled and said softly, Yes, I'm just 17, and I'm not just your auntie, I am your queen, so you will bow to me. Queen Ndidi became the talk of the village. The young girls no longer mocked her, they envied her. They respect and honor her. They all now want to be close to her. She inspired other young girls, including the ones that once mocked her. She was a nice queen and always advised younger girls saying, Sometimes, the world will try to break you with its words, but the voice you believe the most is your own. Beauty isn't in size, or shape, or the noise of the crowd. It's in the courage to rise when you're mocked, to sing when you're silenced, and to love yourself even when no one else does. Never let the weight of people's opinions crush the light within you. Like me, your story can still become a crown.